Today we're going to talk about crate training. So we want to get our dogs familiar with the crate. We want it to be their safe space. We want them to enjoy going in and not have any aversion or panicking while they're inside. And so this is just to touch on some of the intermediate and beginner skills to get your dog just used to the crate and comfortable, whether they're a puppy, whether you used a crate when they were little and then never again, or you've never used a crate at all. This is for all dogs of any experience level. Very, very basic concepts. If your dog is food motivated, first of all, I want you to have some food on hand, whether it be a high value, their breakfast, their dinner. One easy way to start getting a dog used to going in the crate is to just feed them in there. If you do 2 meals a day, breakfast and dinner, just put the bowl in the crate and let them go in and out on their own time. You don't have to shut the door. You can if the dog can handle something like that and it's not going to spiral them into an anxiety or trying to get out of the crate. But just food goes in, dog goes in, they can come out when they're done. And so then you're going to create a little bit more anticipation, just like you might have already, where the dog knows that you're getting the scoop and they know their bowl comes out and they might get a little bit excited that it's meal time. You're going to get that same excitement, but they're going to know that it's happening in the crate. So they're going to have motivation to go in so that you deliver the food in there. And then we're kind of having a good place to start, building on duration of how long the dog can stay in there. With crate training, I do recommend small durations of time while you're home, actually. A lot of people think that it's easier to just put the dog in the crate and walk away and leave the house. But I find it is very easy to build what you're looking for when the dog thinks that sometimes we go in the crate for 10 minutes while mom takes a shower, and other times they're cooking dinner and I'm in the crate for a few minutes there. But I want them to think that this is a normal thing, not just you go in when I'm about to leave or you only go in overnight. It is actually harder skill for the dog to learn that I go in here while my people are around. But if you can master it, that's going to set the foundation for you moving forward. You do have food motivation in your dog, and maybe you've been feeding meals in there already and your dog gets the game and you want to take it one step further. This is where we go. So I'm going to send the dog into the crate. If he doesn't go on his own, you can either toss some food in, dog goes in to get the snacks. If they're hesitant and they don't want to go in, I will use my leash, and I always have a leash on during this because some dogs think it's a game and they like to peace out and run through your house when you say crate and they're like, catch me, and they start running and they're in charge. So leash helps to eliminate any of those unnecessary games from happening, and you have a little bit more accountability that if you're saying I need you to go this way, I can help the dog and guide them where I want them to go. So if your dog does not want to go into the crate and maybe you threw some food in and they're a little bit hesitant, you can verbally encourage. Sometimes I might go to the back of the crate and try and call them through the doorway. I might hold food if you have a wire crate versus one like this, where the dog can see you on the other side and you can offer food on the opposite side of the crate where they go in to see you. That is helpful sometimes, and also just guiding them, giving them a little help in the right direction with the leash to go in. A little hesitancy here. So he's not going in, but I'm just holding gentle pressure in this direction with the leash. And when he takes one step forward, I'm going to release the pressure and he should go in. And I'm just going to wait it out. This is called the battle of the wills, where the dog he knows the drill. And maybe your dog knows what you're asking if you walk them a lot and they've been on leash before. He knows that I'm asking him to go in. Doesn't want to go in because he's been in all day. And so I'm just going to, again, wait. I am not increasing the amount of pressure and pulling and yanking the dog in. I am holding the same amount of pressure on the leash, and I'm just going to wait the dog out until he makes the decision on his own to move forward. And this is a seasoned dog. He knows exactly what he's doing. This might be 5 seconds. This could be a 10-minute battle where you're just standing here waiting. but there is no more valuable reward that you can give to a dog than when they make the decision themselves versus me forcing it. So again, there's just enough tension in the direction that I'm asking the dog to go, and it is a waiting game from here. There's no food in my hands. Your dog might try, if this ends up happening to you, your dog might try offering alternative behaviors to see if that's going to get you to either go away or stop asking altogether, because a lot of people will give up at this point where they're like, I'm trying to get the dog in, they don't want to go, and they go, okay, oh well, I'm going to stop trying. But when you do that, your dog learns that they just have to stick it out for a few seconds or a few minutes, and then you go away, versus I want to be the one coming out with the upper hand. I want to be the one who has asked the dog to do something, and maybe they pouted and threw a little tantrum, or maybe they tried to be like, but maybe if I sit, or maybe if I look at you really cute, you'll go away and I don't have to go in. I just want a very simple and clear communication that I asked you to go in, and then you went in. Whether it took 5 seconds or 10 minutes, I don't want it to turn into, I asked you to go in, and then you ran around the house and I chased you, and then I grabbed you and I put you in, or I asked you to go in when I know you know how to go in, and then I threw treats, and then you went in and your dog knows that I have to just sit here long enough for me to up the ante, and then they're training me to throw treats in there for them. So again, it is a waiting game between you and your dog. It's a battle of the wills, and you just have to outwill your dog, and every dog will have a different threshold of what that looks like for them and their owners. The key here is to wait with the same amount of pressure. If your dog is to scooch back, you can move with them, but try not to release the amount of asking you're doing in the direction of the crate. A lot of people like to just, I could very well drag the dog into here, but what is that teaching them? It's not teaching them that they want to go in, and it's not teaching them that they can go in on their own. It's teaching them that when you don't do something, I'm going to use excessive force to get you in, and you have no choice. Right now, he has the choice to move backwards or forwards or side to side. He could sit up. He could buck, he could alligator roll if he really wanted to, but that's not going to change my ask. I'm not going to enter into his chaos. It's a very simple, I've asked you to go in, you're choosing to lay down, and now I'm just going to wait for him to make the decision that this is annoying and that I'm not going to go away. There we go, so he stood up, and then I'm gonna just encourage again into the crate, and there we go, we're in. I'll look at the video and I'll put it on the screen how long that took from start to finish, but that will give you just this is a dog that understands the crate, that he goes in all the time, and today was just one day that he was like, I don't wanna go back in, which is okay, but those battles that we have will become shorter and shorter over time. So we just finished that one. Let's try it again, see if he stops. Nope, we're right back in. What it should look like if you wait it out with your dog and eventually they do step in, the next time you go to ask them, there should be little to no fight like that. There should be little to no waiting. So maybe you waited for 15 minutes the first time. If you go do it the second time, it should likely be under 5 minutes, because the dog is learning that it is not worth their time to sit there, because you're not going anywhere, you're not going away. So once the dog gets it, we go in, then I start giving treats once they get in. So the dog comes out, I ask them to go in, I give them a snack when they go in, I pull them out, put them in, give them a snack, pull them out, put them in, give them a snack, pull them out, put them in. Now I'm going to shut the door, open, and reward. So I've just elongated our sequence. I've added another piece. So now they go in, door shuts, door opens, and then reward and come out. Go in, door shuts, door opens, and then they come out. Good. Go in, door shuts, door opens, treat, and then they come out. They go in, door shuts, door opens, reward, and then they come out. So all the rewards, again, are happening in here. I am not rewarding outside of the crate. I want the best part of the crate to be inside the crate, not outside the crate. Good. Once your dog has gotten to this point where they can comfortably go in and out and maybe you can shut the door, then I start to build on duration of time, okay? Duration of time for a very anxious dog might be 30 seconds, might be a very long time for that dog to be in the crate calmly. Other dogs might be able to do 5, 10, 20 minutes very easily, but getting in and shutting the door is step one, okay? When to fade out food for me is when the dog is past. So for the sake of the video, this dog is getting lots of snacks for going in and out of the crate. Once your dog understands that you go in there when I've asked you to, just like when you're teaching your dog how to sit or how to lay down, when you say sit at the beginning, it's sit, yeah, good boy, and then you give them a treat. Or you say lay down and you say good boy and you give them a treat every single time. But later on, maybe you're walking down the street and you say sit. You expect your dog to sit and you'll help them do it, but you might not have snacks in your hand at that point because your dog understands what the expectation is when you give the verbal cue of sit. So when we're past the point of teaching the dog that you go in here and I shut the door sometimes, then I fade off of food to where I'm not using it all, where if maybe this dog and I had just come in for a walk, I want to go take a shower because I'm all sweaty, I'm going to tell him crate, I'm going to put him in, I'm going to shut the door, and I'm going to walk away. There is no food involved anymore because he understands the expectation is that you go in here for X amount of time. All right? So this is very, very basics. If you are struggling, again, with any piece of this, shoot me an email. Let me know what's going on. You can even videotape it and attach that to your email so I can see what's going on. But happy crate training.